Oh, just click live.
Oh, right, okay.
Afternoon, folks. Come and say hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Kathy.
Is that all shared?
And we're all shared. Okay. So you can't quite just see it, but you notice what this is?
No, I can't see it. Hi, guys. Oh, God, you bought a new gadget. No.
It's a bit big for a gadget. I think appliance is the right word.
It's a small appliance.
Yeah, it's a gadget.
We got it when we're doing testing at the bakery because there's no point putting a huge commercial oven on when it's just one thing going in. Yep. But I thought I'd bring it home. I might try and squeeze it in a bit closer into the picture. Hi, everybody.
He's just going to cheat, isn't he? Come on, guys. He's going to cheat.
I'm going to cheat? How am I going to cheat?
Actually, all we see is that it's reflective.
It is reflective, isn't it? I mean, what would you class as cheating, Sue?
Well, you know, you got a new gadget. You know, come on.
I mean, does ready-made pastry?
What's wrong with the conventional oven? You know.
Does ready-made pastry mean that I'm cheating, or does that just mean I'm ready to go? I've got ready-made. You're doing the mixer. I've got ready-made savory pastry. I've got ready-made sweet pastry, and I've got ready-made Panda donut dough as well.
That's
so that's just three. Right. Okay.
I've got double quantity here. You know.
Well, I've also so hello everybody. Afternoon. So V, Kathy, Kerry, Christina, Mary, Karen, Sandra, Jan. Do any of you Ninja folks have any wood space left? No.
Squeeze my stand mixer in.
Yeah, we use all of our worktop space with gadgets. All right. So what are you going to start with?
Well, donuts.
I've
got custard in the already made because obviously that had to be cold, you know. What are the rules, Christina? There are no rules, okay?
There are no rules. It's gloves off, and it's who can produce what in the next sort of like 50 minutes.
So
60 minutes.
I've got a double batch of the donut mix. So I'm doing donuts, plain and custard filled. I'm doing churros.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Have you tested this for churros?
No, but I've got a paper bag and I've got scissors, so it's all good.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Come on. I've got my oil on. Obviously, ice bun has to be done.
Okay.
I'm going to try the sconies, and then I'm going to try and do a pastrami naan with the flatbread recipe.
With the flatbread, right? Okay. So I'm going to do the flatbreads as well, and we'll do them towards the end then. I'm going to start with a savoury pastry. So, hi Gemma. So yes, I brought some of the pre-pressed pastry that we have at the bakery to do. I'm going to do salmon, a bit like a Wellington, but you know, slightly different. I'm going to do a Bakewell tart. I've got some cherry jam. Yes. Mm-hmm. So somebody's asked for the Bakewell panderized. So we're going to take some of the almonds out and we're going to try that. Yes, I've got donuts. Yes, I've got the flatbread. I've also got ready-made, because this takes a little bit longer, the white panda loaf.
Oh, that looks
So
good.
I did this. I baked this afternoon. So it's the same recipe for the flatbread. And I'm sure I'll think of something. Oh, the mug cake. Somebody asked for a mug cake. So I'm going to give that a go. And yes, I've also got some donut dough left over. I'm going to do mini donuts. So panda balls, basically.
Oh, I've got big donuts.
Where's Ross when you need him? We're going to do some panda balls. Someone tag Ross in this. Yeah, for panda balls. Right, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to start with my salmon. You crack on with whatever you're doing.
But I'm going on mute because I'm mixing.
Right, okay. It feels a bit weird because we normally I'm just talking to myself. I mean, Sue does normally ignore me anyway, so I'm still talking to myself. Shocking lack of Marmite. I did think of something, Kerry, and I might come back to it. I did think of something, and I've got some pastry here spare. I'm just going to start with my salmon because I want to get that in the oven and get that sort of baked off. There may be a shocking lack of Marmite, however, there's no lack of coconut oil. Yes. 10 kilo. Oh, wow. Of course, it's melted.
You've got a liquid pot.
I've got a liquid. I didn't even think about that. Then it is liquid. Luckily, it's literally just been opened. I'll just take some off the top. I'm only going to need a little bit here for the salmon. I've primarily got this for. Hi, Christina. Yes, it is. With me and Sue are just testing the boundaries. So yeah, I'm going to be using more of this when I do the donuts afterwards. That's why I brought it home. And I didn't have a chance to.
What's he been waffling?
Oh, whatever.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
double mix is quite a messy job.
So I've just got a couple of fillets, salmon fillets here. I'm going to leave the skins on. I'm going to quickly sear them before I put them in the pastry. I'm going to do a mix of some watercress, rocket and spinach with a bit of ricotta, lay that in the pastry and then roll it, and then that can be baked. So it's a sort of nice, it's a different type of panda parcel, yeah? Yeah.
There's my dough. Now, Jan, just for you, I did try to do a shoe pastry. I will leave it to Liam and Mark to sort that one out because it didn't work. So, what I did get, actually, slap a load of butter on it and it was all right, but you know, it wasn't a shoe. Not what I wanted.
So these are the pastry sheets as we sort of press them out. When we go to use them at the bakery, we have a cutter that sort of gets them the right size. So that's essentially, it's about 90 grams of Panda pastry. This is obviously the savory pastry, but that should just be enough to make a parcel. I was just saying to Sue, people may have noticed a little gadget on the side here. I'm going to need the tray out of there. I'm going to need to find a tray for it anyway. So the it's not quite this end, Karen.
Turn your volume up, love. Right, you said the oil to be
Hi, Lisa.
180.
Right.
That's fine.
What's the new? The new machine, V, is the Ninja 10-in-1 oven. Right, that's enough of that. Just
Nice.
seal the chicken both sides.
Salmon.
Sorry, salmon both sides. I'm just going to mix some ricotta through. It is your. I'm normal. Hear that, Sue? I'm normal, apparently.
You're normal. Who the hell said that?
Karen.
Oh, Mark is normal.
I can hear you fine. I can. All right, so I've just mixed some. Actually, need seasoned. So keeping this fairly plain. I'm going to get this one in. Afternoon, Maria.
Well, these are really dinky.
What is it? Oh, right, yeah. Well, 50 grams. So is that what you're doing?
Yes, I'm doing the correct portion. Doesn't mean I'll only eat 1 or 2 of them, but the right size.
Okay, so I'm just going to portion this out. So again, it's just to give the salmon a bit of a bed. A little bit more texture on the inside. Salmon on top. Salmon on top.
Fifi, Karen, it's just you. Yeah, catch the normal. No, Kerry, please don't go normal. No one wants to be normal. God.
So because the Ninja oven's going to be living at the bakery, it needs a name.
It needs a name, yeah.
Nigel.
No.
I've already got a Nigel.
Oh, okay. Norman.
Hi, John.
Norman.
No, right. I need the tray out of there, actually. So you just
So is it actually the Ninja one?
hang on. I'm just going to move some of this stuff so I can actually get into the Ninja. There we go.
Oh, you did get the Ninja one. How do you rate it?
Norman, Nancy, Oliver.
Where are these names coming from?
More.
Oh, right. Oh,
Nelly.
Nelly. I like Nelly.
Yeah, I like Nelly.
What do you think to the Ninja oven?
Literally used it twice. So, I mean, very good for what I've done in it. I did the breads in it earlier, did the loaves in it earlier. So I actually left them to prove in it for an hour or so first. They only budge a small amount in the proving process. You don't have to put them in the oven. You can just cover them over. I just thought I'd give it a go, see if I can get any more bites out of the right, so I've just very simply rolled the salmon. Now, okay, so the Ninja actually tells you what shelf to put it on. I'm going to try and do it from here. So I've got function, bake. So it's telling me it's going to go on shelf number 3, which is where I've put it. Time. I'm going to knock that down to 25. And temperature 190. There you go. Done. So that started. There you go. There's my first one. First dish done. I will have a go with the sweet pastry. So there's no real difference in the sweet and the savoury. when you're making it. So it's still the same amount of flour, fat, and liquid. So 25 grams of flour, 25 grams of fat, and 50 grams of liquid combined together will give you 100 grams of dough. It's just what the fat is. With sweet, we will use butter. Savory, we use lard. Obviously, you can choose what fat you want to use to make your pastry with. It works with anything, essentially.
Oh.
You don't need a mixer for it. It can be made by hand. It's very straightforward. Mix together nice and easy. So I'm going to use. So I've got this little tray here, dish, that I'm going to use to make a Bakewell in. So I would say it's going to get just over 100 grams of pastry. What was that, Pete?
Probably preheated.
It's probably preheated, yeah. Yeah, it started. You don't have to open that one to close it. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, these look brilliant.
Sorry, what are you doing first? The donuts?
Yeah, I'm doing the ring donuts. Then I'm going to do
So
custard.
V, this is very much this is first testing of donuts. We only know it works by deep frying it. It will bake, definitely. I mean, the donut maker, so essentially sealing it both sides and baking it. The texture is going to be completely different because a fried donut is different to a baked donut.
Christine,
so yeah,
I'm using lard. Cheap and
you're
cheerful.
using lard, right? Okay. Oh. Now, I'm just going to start my dough off in the right direction. I'm going to do it all of that paper.
Oh, this is exciting. Oh, my child again.
Move that ninja. What's that? Is that your water bottle there? So your left hand. That's it. Move that. There you go. You can just see Sue at a fairground, can't you? I don't mean one of the acts.
There you go. Oh my god. Oh, I better take that oil off before I start fire.
I think we've made Sue's week by finding out we can make dough.
It's been Christmas at work because my rice
Sue's been more excited about the Panda donuts than anything else we've done.
and I got new toys at work, and now donut at home. Sorry, it's got to be hard.
So when we did them a couple of days ago, Helen, yeah, we just mixed in a little bit of cinnamon in with the sweetener. They're perfect. And we've also done them so rather than do them as a ring donut, you can keep them sort of whole, and you can put a bit of jam inside them. And obviously that works. Well, you just need the right sort of instrument to get the jam inside.
The lemon is lovely in them.
Yeah, you can just about taste it, can't you?
It's not a lemon donut, but
No, it's not a lemon donut, but you can actually taste the lemon in the mix.
I ain't doing portion control on these. Oh, folks, if you miss proper donuts, these are proper.
They just taste like real donut, don't they? Yeah.
They do. They're amazing. Right. I need to do custard.
Has the donut recipe gone up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the donut recipe is in the library. there's a video being edited soon on the making of it. So can you briefly explain, because I've not made the donut recipe. Do you want to briefly explain how you made it, if you remember?
I've got it written down.
You got it written down.
Right, 150 ml of water, 165 ml of Panda flour, 15 grams of yeast, that's 2 sachets, 4 eggs, zest of half a lemon, 60 grams of sweetener, golden across, I forgot that, I put white in, 2 teaspoons of salt. You mix that together and it's like a crumbly mix, and you beat it in a stand mixer, and then you soften, just leave your butter out, it's soft. 125 grams of butter, you add that in. I didn't add it bit by bit, I just bunged the whole block in. I've done double the quantity. And then 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and you whisk real hard, and that's it. It is very easy, to be fair.
Right, so you found a couple of shortcuts basically, because obviously Liam's version was a little bit more detailed. But if it works, if it works, then great.
And then you measure out 50 grams roughly. So your dough looks like that. It's a bit wet, but it holds. And then you fry them.
What was I meant to do then? Oh, I need the Battenberg. Not Battenberg. I need the Bakewell.
Frangipan.
The Frangipan. So,
and then you mold them into circles and stick something in the middle to get your hold and mold it out. But because I'm going to fill these ones, I'm leaving them whole.
it is firm enough to handle as well. So
Yeah,
it's not brittle at all.
Careful when you put it in the fry. Please use spatulas and whatnot. I don't. I bung them in.
Right. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Shall I just get the recipe on
I've
here?
got it here. Frangipan, 100 grams of butter, 20 grams of sweetener, 100 grams of almonds, 1 egg, half a teaspoon of almond extract, and a teaspoon of flaked almonds.
Is the butter melted?
Yeah.
100 grams.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a request recently about can we tanderize the Bakewell. It will obviously definitely still need to have some almonds in it. I've used the sweet pastry, so I'm just blind baking that now. That obviously is almond free. So 1 egg. There's 100 grams of butter, melted butter. Which is essentially all of it.
Custard pre-made.
A little bit of vanilla.
Honestly, I'm not eating.
Actually, it's almond essence in.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, did you? I thought it said vanilla essence. I've got vanilla in there.
I mean, you can add vanilla.
Yeah.
You like an almondy flavour.
They literally take 2 minutes each side. And they puff up really well. See how much they puffed up.
We got the almond essence.
That's really good.
No. Almond sweet. Yeah, sure. What's that? Almond? Almond. Right. So instead of, at least I reminded you. Instead of 100 grams of almonds, we'll go half or 30.
How much Panda flour are you using?
Well, then the rest of it will be about a third of Panda. If we went with half, then it'd be about 15, 20 grams of Panda. If we went with 30, we're looking at maybe 25, 30 grams of Panda.
I think we've seen how it does.
How low we can go.
Yeah.
How low we
like
can
Liam says, don't go in increments.
Yeah.
Go all the way. And then...
Go all the way and see. Right, so we're going to go 30, so it's got that slight almondy texture. Here's more about the flavour anyway.
Right.
And then we're going to add, actually it'll be the same, it'll be 30 grams of Panda.
For this one, I'm doing churros, so I've cut the top. It's basically play school for adults, this. Just saying. Right. Apply some, and then...
Well, that thickened up in second. Oh yeah, sweetener. What's the sweetener in this? Thanks, Christina.
Can't get the staff, can you?
20 grams.
20. Okay.
I've just used monk fruit, but whatever sweetener you want.
Yeah, so we're using this one, so the white monk fruit.
Oh, okay. Right, you need a proper nozzle.
Okay, is it?
These kind of look like.
What do you look like, Sue?
Begins with T.
Right, this is very thick. Panda's brought that really thick. Do we need to let that down a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's well, yeah, I suppose almond
We've
milk.
got plenty in the fridge. Let's see if you have.
I'd rather use cream.
I have a plan.
I don't know.
It's more like marzipan. Oh wow, it tastes like marzipan.
Wow. Look, if in doubt, just use a knife.
Okay.
So how much, if you're going to avoid using almond milk, so keep it more authentic, how much Panda flour do you use? Like half of what you added?
Well, no, I'd to, because you need the volume, don't you? You certainly need some volume to fill up the. So it may be that it just needs a little bit more liquid.
This is wrong.
Right, so I've added about 60 mils of almond milk to that, just to get it. Wow, that's better. That's more of a. It's a thick cake batter, but it's definitely baking powder. No baking powder. Wow. Is Sue creating a whole new Panda range at the moment? Right. I'm just going to lean across the camera. So the salmon has got about 12 minutes left. My sweet pastry it's just gone a little bit golden around the edges. It does puff up a little bit. So there's no raising agent in this at all. But it does puff up a little bit. I mean, we're going to put cake in it. We're going to put jam in it. So it's not really going to stay risen for very long. This is a cherry jam that we made. Just some sour cherries, bit of sweetness. then blitzed together with a little bit of xanthan gum to make. It was for the donuts. Obviously, make the jam of your preference. So what was these? Made a carrot cake with coconut flour. Couldn't say it's a carrot at all, only coconut. Okay, it should be a mix of flours for the carrot cake, and probably just not enough spice. Okay. I don't think we've got any flaked almonds here, have we?
No.
No. Okay.
Got some fresh strawberries you could chop and add on top.
No.
Or
That's okay.
no, we have nothing else.
All right.
Gemma says, can we have a recap of what you've made?
You don't want to recap what Sue's making.
Cheeky.
I have wrapped some. Ouch, that's hot. I forgot. This is hot. This gets really hot.
I can't feel it.
Touch the top.
It's not radiating off.
So in Panda pastry, savory, I've wrapped some salmon fillets with a little bit of watercress and rocket mixed in some ricotta. They're going to come out in a few minutes. This is a small bowl tart using the sweet Panda pastry. I think that's probably got 8 minutes. I can see the pastry's gone nice and golden. We'd normally egg wash it. When we do our bakery one, we egg wash everything. I haven't egg washed these. They'll still go golden. It just adds a slightly deeper color. So if you're going to egg wash it, then, go for it. I'm going to quickly wash a bowl out while you watch Sue handling what on earth are those. I'm going to wash a bowl out. Then I'm going to start making the Panda white bread, which we're going to turn into flatbread.
This is going to be so raw. Oh no, this is wrong. Right. Oh, it's bloody. Oh god. It works. Oh.
All I could hear was her giggling, and then somebody come back with her going mouthful.
Mark, what do you make me to do, for God's sake? So, extra large churros.
Right, I tell you what. I am going to do a slightly different version of the donuts that Sue's done there. So this is the donut dough that Liam made on Tuesday. I made a couple of little samples for somebody earlier today. Still, it's been kept in the fridge, so it's still good to use. I mean, that's what's this, day 3, day 4. However, what I'm going to do is little, rather than Sue's massive Panda donut stick,
make it worthwhile.
I'm going to do little Panda donut balls.
Fun in that.
Where's the fun in that?
Right, I've now got custard. See? Shit, where's the hole gone?
Ballsby, yes.
Ah, so Sue's making food then.
Yes, yes.
It's not squirting out anywhere.
Okay. So the oil, I don't know what Sue was doing with her oil, needs to be about 170, 180 degrees. So you don't want it too, and especially if you're doing slightly bigger versions as well. If it's too hot, you're going to burn the outside. You're not going to get anywhere close to having the inside cooked.
Mine was about 170.
170. The bowls, quite obviously, they're smaller. That's why I'm doing them like this. You can use like a little, we haven't got them here actually, a little melon bowl scooper. Anything with bowls.
I wasn't meant to be making curry for tea tonight. I really don't fancy it.
Yeah. I've got a little teaspoon measure. We use bigger versions of these for making all sorts of things at the bakery, but you get the perfect shape. Just run it into the dough, run your hand across the top, smooth it down, and you've got identical. Down. How have you made low carb custard? Custard is very easy to make low carb. It's just a sweetener.
Sweetener, cream and eggs.
Cream and eggs.
In the library. Be warned, it's very good, and portions. Well, we won't go into the portions on custard. Right. Let's cut a custard one.
Okay, I'll leave that. I've got small.
There is custard in there.
Nice. So how did you get the custard in? I saw you poke a hole. Did you just sort of right? So you just fed it in.
Yeah, we're
so
parking.
You can get
the parking bag in a small puzzle.
So you can get syringes like this, which are meant for injecting food, fillings. So they're quite expensive. I know you can get plastic ones, but they're not going to be as effective. So yeah, these draw up quite thick liquids like a jam. You suppose you could use this plastic version, isn't it? You sort of put it in the top and then push it down. Right. Anyway, I think that uses it. No, it's definitely a food thing. Right. Quickly test the oil. Again, want to be up to. They literally taste like a proper donut. It's like.
I've had my 5 though. I'm up to here now.
Yeah.
5's your limit.
Five's the limit.
Was when
I
I was a
suppose this
kid.
video should come with a disclaimer that high volumes of sweeteners and fibre.
Yes.
can be not so good.
This is why something like this, where you sort of get a portion and you sort of, you know, I don't know what these weigh each.
Oh. Mm-mm. Right.
There you go. So that I've got 6 there, which is the equivalent weight to the one that, well, one of the ones that Sue's eaten. One of the ones. Yeah. So that's the same weight. It's 520. Right. So this this here is 1.5 grams of carbs. However, as the note says, excessive consumption of sweeteners can have a laxative effect. There's sweeteners and fiber in this. The reason why it's only got 1 gram of carbs is because it's got a high level of fiber.
Yeah, if you don't hear from me later.
Yeah. Right. I'm nearly up to temperature.
Maybe a third note. Do as Sue says, not as Sue does.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm showing you this here to show you don't need a deep fat fryer, even to do the thick ones that Sue's done. You just need to have a pan with, you know, less than an inch of oil in the bottom. So you can use the smallest pan you've got, so you can get a layer of oil in the bottom. You're only going to do a small,
Block a lot.
Yeah.
Block a lot. That's it.
So as Sue says, don't use your fingers to drop food in hot oil. All right. Do as Marky says, not as Marky does. You can see bubbling away, and obviously it's not covering the donut here. So I'm gonna missed 2 out. I am gonna move them around.
Very filling.
They do puff up pretty much immediately. They do puff up, so they've gone up in size by about a third already. Never walk away from a pan with hot oil either. Yeah. So I'm just rotating them very gently, no splashing. It's a bit like the rules at the pool. No splashing, no bombing. Never turn your back to a panda. Correct. Yeah. Whether you're baking it, frying it.
Oh, so how long when Liam did the boiled them first and then baked them?
It was only for a minute or so on the boil.
Right.
Very gentle water though.
Yeah, it is.
Again, you want them
Like puffed up.
to go golden. You want it to go golden slowly. I've got in here the remains of what Liam used on Tuesday, which is just a mix of cinnamon and sweetener. These are nearly ready. Just give them another 10 seconds. Then I'll grab out the salmon and I'll put the Bakewell back on for a few more minutes. Then we're going to make bread.
Oh, this oven's great for taking photos.
Good. Oh, wow, I got it. Okay. So you can see they're nice and golden brown. They're firm. Turn that off.
Right.
Maybe for my birthday, instead of a cake, I'll see if Louis can make churros.
How about a cake with panda balls as well? Oh, you can't see. So there you go. So little panda balls. They've puffed up. Wow. They're hot.
There
There you go. Do you want a little plate?
Yeah, please.
Stuffed.
Right.
V, if you're talking about the disclaimer about sweetener, erythritol has similar effects. Pretty much all sweeteners do, all polyols. With their GI level.
Okay. So I'm going to make the white Panda bread mix. Now, that's what made this morning. So I made a double batch. Oh, let me sort this ninja out so I can get the Bakewell back on. Otherwise, I won't have any dessert for later. Well, I suppose I've got donuts. I need to move that.
I don't want anything. Nothing. Go, touch him off.
Right. Get that back on. I'll let them rest. We'll slice them open in a minute. But there's the salmon in the pastry. So I've got them in there. Out of the way. Okay, white Panda. It clearly isn't a Warburton's replacement. It won't grow anywhere near as much because it doesn't contain the carbs. We have had this tested, this exact recipe. We know this comes back at 6 grams of carbs per 100 grams, which means this loaf in total is 430, so 4.3. 26 grams of carbs for the entire loaf. Okay, so if you were going to have this slices, it will work in obviously a sandwich tin as well. I actually find that the growth and the texture, for some reason, better out of the white. Out of the round. So again, we call it white Panda, but it is slightly beigey. So it has got almost like a stone meal. If you sort of like think about the breads in the supermarkets, it's almost like a stone meal color. So it's a beige brown. Can you put the trays from Ninja Oven in the dishwasher? I don't see why not. I've not read the instructions, Karen. Should I have done that?
I've read instructions.
So yeah, you can make this in a sandwich loaf, but you're still not going to get a big tall loaf. Okay, it's not dense as such. It's still a light, and it's soft. So it's a soft loaf. However, it's a great tasting alternative. It is. Did you make a recipe for one white Panda roll? Yes. So right, white Panda bread. That's a different one, isn't it?
But yeah, but I'm saying it'll be updated.
Okay.
So that link will work for this recipe.
Okay. So bear with us. We're going to change that recipe. As soon as you can do 2. This one's very much rolled all the way back from using so many eggs.
So should I keep the old variation up?
I would keep that one. I would do a different version because that's more like that one there suits a flavoured loaf. So that's a tomato loaf or an olive loaf because it's dense, whereas this is lighter. Right. It's also really simple. This is a stripped back version of a Panda bread recipe. So I'm not going to make a loaf. I'm going to make 1 egg version. Which I'm then going to divide into 3 flatbreads. The 1 egg version, I'll put the dry ingredients in here first. It's 60 grams of Panda.
Oh, hang on a minute, I'm about to make it. You can tell me what I need. Ta-da-da. I've just made my pastrami fillet.
What you say so?
I've just made my pastrami fillet. Now I'm making the flatbread.
I'm gonna once I've done the flatbreads, I'm gonna got some chicken. Then I'm gonna shred chicken thigh fillets. I'm gonna shred, fry up, and I've got some beef steak, which I'm gonna do the same. So 60 grams of Panda, a little bit of salt. Now, there's nothing saying you couldn't flavour this one. Yeah, you could make this into a flavoured loaf. All I'm saying is the other version suits an olive and rosemary and olive.
Well.
Yeah, something like that. It suits that version. Okay. Yeast. 5 grams of yeast. Invest in a tub rather than little packets.
Yeah. Somebody using a lot of yeast.
Yeah. Everyone clicked over the phone. There you go. Okay, 5 grams of yeast. Baking soda. 5 grams. Bicarbonate soda. Okay. It's known as both.
Baking soda with baking powder
No.
in America, isn't it?
No.
Really?
Yeah. So bicarbonate soda, 5 grams, and that's it. That's the dry ingredients. Nothing else in there. You could, if you.
Oh, I use
What? Would you say so?
baking powder.
Have you? Okay. Well, if you, I've not tried it with baking powder. If you're going to use baking powder, then there's definitely no need for the vinegar because obviously the baking soda and the vinegar work together. If you've used baking powder, then you've used 2 of the very similar raising agents with yeast.
They both work, folks, just to let you know.
Yes, I'm sure they do actually. Right, the wet ingredients.
Oh.
Now, see you later, Kerry. Oh, Kerry's not going. Tracy's going. Wrong
That's
one.
just rude. Rude.
We said we were 9 o'clock, probably. I don't know. Okay, so the yogurt that I would use at the bakery is the natural lower fat version. Makes a lighter loaf. Slightly higher carb, but it makes a lighter loaf. We don't have that here, so I am going to use the full fat yogurt.
That's
I'm
rude.
making flat.
Even I
making
went
flat.
out bought low fat yogurt.
I only because I forgot to. So for the 1 egg version, I need an egg.
110 grams.
We need 110 grams of yogurt.
Tra-la-la. 40 grams of water. God, I'm not eating him now.
The lid. We need 5 ACV. Only if you're using bicarbonate soda.
But it does work with both.
The ACV also works as a preservative, so don't be afraid if if you're using baking powder, you could just whack in the ACV anyway. It'll help the bread last a little bit longer.
Oh.
We've tested this in fairly warm conditions, so the bakery, just 2 rolls sitting on a shelf, 4 days before they showed any signs of mold. That's no restriction on heat during the day, and it gets hot in there. So if you keep this in the fridge, it will last for ages. Right, 40 mils of water, warm water. I just forgot where it was.
I won't show you the rolls because I forgot about them. Oops.
You what, sorry?
I won't show you the rolls because I forgot about them.
Right. Right. Yeah. I think I like the other one version. Right, yeah. Well, this is why I wanted to try a white Panda without all of the eggs. The other version uses the 3 whole eggs or something like that. It's quite eggy, as in egg heavy. Okay, and then combine the 2. If you're going to do sort of a large portion of this, then use a stand mixer. It will come together quite nicely in a bowl. But a couple of minutes. I put 5 mils in, Kathy. Usually match the baking soda, the bicarbonate soda, with the same volume of vinegar. You can see that it didn't take long for it to actually form the dough. It's quite soft at the moment. To do with giving it a couple of minutes just to rest before I start to roll it out. Doesn't need to go anywhere. It just needs to rest. The psyllium, which is in the Panda flour, is the active ingredient. It just needs a few minutes for it to start to absorb some of the liquid.
Agree.
Yeah. So, let's have a little gander at the salmon. So Panda pastry isn't like a flaky pastry. It is more like a suet pastry. You can sort of see it's balanced. There we go. So,
Good.
Salmon fillet wrapped in a little bit of pastry with some ricotta and watercress. Just going to take a slice. That would also be amazing cold tomorrow. That's going to be lunch tomorrow. Right. Perfect. Recipe says 10 eggs.
10 eggs?
Yeah, because you've made a massive one.
Oh, wow.
420 grams of eggs, 290 grams of yogurt, 180 grams of oil, 10 ml vinegar, 150 Panda flour, 10 yeast, 10 bicarb, 10
What
salt.
size loaf? That must have made a couple of loaves.
Oh, I don't know. Is that
Yeah.
isn't it a double recipe you did?
Yeah, that's a double. Yeah. Did I imagine that you used to sell the ready-made Panda pastry? No, we've never done it. We've never had a chance to get around to doing it, to be honest. It is something we've talked about. I'm just not sure whether it's of any value to do ready-made or whether just to sort of, show you how to make it. Right. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to quickly get my chicken. Just giving this a minute. That's my red knife. If you're still with us, well done. Are you getting on to your bread now? So, are you making bread? Are you making flatbread?
Yes. Just letting it rest.
Oh, right.
The
You've done the dough, yeah.
pastrami mix, which is basically desiccated coconut, bit of brown sugar, and something else. Oh, ground almonds.
Nice. Now, I was going to try and make one of the kebabs, but I didn't have time today to get it prepared. So this is sort of like a quicker version, shredded chicken, just to go with the flatbread. So a bit like a takeaway. So I've got it's a small pack of chicken, thigh fillets, skinless, boneless, and I've got a little bit of steak, which I'm going to shred as well. I'm going to do this one with, funny enough, with harissa spice, and I'm going to do some. I'm going to do the beef with the. I think we've got some coffee and cardamom blends left.
I find also shaping these flatbreads by hand is easier than trying to roll it.
Okay.
And also I wet my sheet.
All right.
Oh, there's the ice cream man.
Go sell him some donuts.
And I'm going to dry fry these today.
You bake them, nice and golden.
What? Oh, sorry, the Bakewell. Yeah, I forgot about that. I have company. Coco's going to sit down back next to me.
She smelled the chicken.
Yeah.
My dad's got chicken. I'm going.
Where's your harissa spice? Look at it. What's that there?
It's quite a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? In fact, this will be quite nice. I'm going to pan fry the chicken in this first, and then I'll use the same pan to pan fry the flatbread with.
So what would be the for the Panda, the black dough, if you're making a loaf?
If you're making a loaf, if you're Okay, so if you're making a loaf, the method would be exactly what I've just done there.
Yeah, no, I think like now you just transfer
Oh,
the loaf in.
Just shape it and whack it into a loaf tin, yeah. I mean, actually, let me just get rid of this.
Oh. There we go.
You don't even need to put this in a loaf tin. It will. You can shape it,
Oh, yeah.
and all it will do now is increase in size. It won't spill out. It won't sort of spoil in its shape. It will actually hold its shape. So that's a half loaf mix. Yeah, that's a half loaf mix there. So essentially, you could shape it, put it on your baking tray, and just let it bake. So if you wanted a smaller, taller loaf, then just shape it a bit like a sub roll and bake it like that. It does take quite a long time to bake, so you're looking at about 45-minute bake to make sure that it's obviously there's a fair amount of liquid in there, just to make sure that it has baked fully. $180, 45 minutes for the loaf. Now, a good way of testing it is when the 45 minutes is over, tap the bottom. It should sound hollow. If it's not hollow, then it's not baked in that very center spot there. So if you tap it, I know it's going to be hot, but get a cloth, turn it over, tap it on the inside. If it doesn't sound hollow, then it needs to go back in for a few more minutes. That will all depend as to how much you press it down, how thin it is. The taller it is, the longer it's going to take.
Oh, this looks good. Oh, it smells good.
Right. So actually, doing this the perfect way around, if you're going to do the flatbreads to go with a dish, fry off your dish first. The pan's going to be seasoned. You're not going to need it to add anything else to the pan. Although you could add a little bit of, are you frying yours in, are you doing dry fry or are you doing butter spoon?
I'm doing dry fry today.
Dry fry, yeah. As long as you've got a good non-stick pan. Right. Just going to give that a minute. Right, okay, so this should weigh about 270, 280 grams, 288. So we can get 90. Okay, they're all just around 90 grams each. Make it easy on yourself. Use some parchment paper.
Right. Move donuts out of the way. Oh. Okay, so here's
Nice.
number one. And they do puff out. The other two are much smaller.
So I'm doing these about sort of 6-7 inches. I've not seasoned my dough. Sorry, Sue.
Anyone want donut mixture?
Right, so I've not seasoned my dough at all. I'm going to use the seasoning that's in there to give it a bit more flavour. if you're going to add some garlic and herbs, you're going to add some flavors, do it at the dry stage. So add your seasoning in then, and then when you make the liquid, it's going to actually be combined fully. Okay.
I reckon this will freeze.
All right. Right, this chicken's nearly done.
Do you reckon it will freeze, Mark?
What do you say so?
The dough, it will freeze, won't it?
You know, I've not tried it to freeze it as a dough. I don't know.
I don't see why
There's
not.
a test we need to do.
I'm doing it, all right.
Right.
Right, Kathy, I put nothing on top yet, but when I reheat them to eat them, I'm going to put some melted butter and some coriander chopped on top. But in the middle, it's ground almonds, coconut, and a bit of brown sugar sweetener. Just because I used to love the pastrami ones. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a curry tonight.
All right.
I'll let you know, Kerry.
So, Kerry, Lillian said, yeah, you could you could freeze the donuts once they're fully cooked, or you could freeze the dough and then fry them once they're defrosted.
Oh, ice cream's back. You've been nice.
Okay, so chicken's out, seasoning's still in the pan. There's a little bit of oil in the pan as well. Not too hot, so I've just knocked it down a couple of points. Keep that.
See if I can try a bit.
Do another. Now you can bake this as well. I love the fact that Sue's just eaten her way through the entire hour and a half.
No, you've got to try.
I don't know if you can sort of see in here, it's just starting to puff up almost straight away. You can bake it. It will taste different. So the pan frying version is my preferred version because it's softer. It's more like a Turkish flatbread. If you stick it in the oven, it will dry out a little bit. It's a bit more like a pita bread.
Yeah, with melted butter on top, they're gorgeous. They're going in my freezer as well. Freezer's getting restocked, if no one hadn't guessed.
If you were baking it, what would you?
4 minutes. I mean, I've done one in the Ninja Grill. So one of these Ninja Grill on grill, preheated, 4 minutes. It does puff up a little bit, so it's almost like a pocket.
What temperature is that?
It's on grill, so it's 200, 220, something like that, but grill function. No, didn't. I just whacked it straight in the grill. I have baked. And they're just a little bit. I prefer this because they're just softer. They're just nicer. You can see this has risen up in the middle here. I'm going to try and flip it. Perfect. Perfect. It's just perfect. It's yes, all right.
Is it
it's perfect. No, but what's his face? Nelly. Nelly's beeping at me. All right.
If you're using the grill, do you need to sort of flatbread on grease proof?
No, straight on the grill, and you get the scoring then as well. So it scores the center and it goes straight on. You can sort of, I hope you can see this, but it has puffed up quite considerably. Dry fry pan. I mean, it's got the remnants of the chicken bit, but essentially, as long as it's a good non-stick dry fry pan, that is. I'll say it again. Perfect.
Perfect. Oh, but Ella, I bet Mark hasn't washed up as well, has he? You know, all my dishes are done.
No.
Yeah, you see? I'm done.
Right, there you go. So you can see it's puffed up. It's that in betweeny. It's sort of like a naan stroke roti, stroke flatbread, whatever you want to call it, but it is a soft, very stable. Yeah. You like done yours a bit thicker than mine.
Yeah, but mine's got stuffing inside.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Keep up, please. Keep up. Jane, we've both been doing different things. You'll just have to go
No,
back.
it wasn't that hot, Karen. Jane, we're sort of doing the similar sort of things, just in our own unique way.
Jane, there's my little creations. So you got ring donuts, you got custard donuts, you got, yeah, we won't tell you what they are, and then you got the naans. And I've had my fill of Panda. I am.
Yeah, you will get full quite quickly with these sorts of things, the Panda stuff.
I've still got spare custards.
I've got Bakewell tart here, Sue. I'll take the custard.
All right, no worries. I'll bring it down.
Do you see Kerry's question?
Yeah, I said it is a dry fry. I mean, you can sort of see again. I've added nothing to the pan.
And I've also got 3 lots of donut mix to freeze. I went a bit mad. And we won't discuss these because they're going straight to the bin.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing to see there. Absolutely nothing.
So, just going to wrap. This is the sweet pastry. It was a tester that we were doing a couple of days ago to actually see if we could make a puff pastry, a rough puff, but it wouldn't puff. They wouldn't puff.
Custard freezes. Oh, Fee, stop swearing at me. Please. Certain things will never, ever. Karen, you'll have to come up and get it.
Right, number 2. So these, trying to think now, carb-wise, be about 5 grams for these flatbreads. Oh, actually, is this what you tested your bloods on?
Yep.
Okay. So I wanted to know whether Sue had whether it had an impact on Sue's blood sugars, because they are 5 grams of carb each. This size, you could obviously make them smaller because they're sort of like between the 80 and 90 grams of dough once they're cooked. I suppose it'd be a little bit less. That might be the heavier one. Yeah, so I wanted to know because obviously the carb comes from the coconut flour. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of see whether it had an impact. As long as you're obviously combining it with good protein, good fat, then they should have very minimal. What did you eat it with? She's just looking guilty now.
Absolutely nothing tonight.
Right.
But I am going to do a curry for the naans. But I will freeze them once they're.
Okay. We didn't quite get everything done, but we'll do more. So didn't get around to a mud cake, but let me get the Bakewell out. Oh, it does look good. Just watch your camera out. Gotta reach right over.
Oh. Looks good.
It does look good, actually. Yeah, it's soft and spongy. Obviously, I've got no flaked almond on there. That would have aesthetically helped it. But I'll take some pictures later when I scoop it out. But it smells great as well. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
You need the custard.
That's good. Okay. So Bakewell's ready. Chicken's ready. Flatbreads are ready. All I've got to do now is prep my little bit of steak. Just going to shred that. And that's it. That's dinner, dessert, and snacks done for tomorrow as well. Thank you, Sue. That was
You're
fun.
welcome. It was.
Are you on again at the week? Oh,
She's back. She's back.
she disconnected herself.
No, I didn't disconnect myself. You disconnected me. No, I'm not live this weekend.
You're not live this weekend, right?
I
Okay,
should-
you're having a weekend off.
No, it's the weekend
Okay.
after. I've got a day off. Whoa, hey, another day off. Woo-hoo.
Well done. Right, there you go. There's my 3 flatbreads done. Perfect. Right, I'm going to go tidy up
Yes, please do.
because it's a mess. Thank you very much. Best TV watched for a long time. Thanks, Christina.
I want to know
maybe-
who won. Who won?
Do you know what? I think you with your panda turds.
Hey, I've still got them.
I got panda balls and you got panda turds. And if
Yeah.
someone's just tuning in now, I
God
apologise.
help them.
Um,
God help them.
yes, right. We'll do this again at some point. Thank you, Sue.
Sure.
You're going to end it.
Mhm.
Thank you. Bye.